In this video, I'll give you a detailed breakdown of each of the plants you'll use to combat the hordes of the undead. First is the sunflower. This produces your primary resource, sun. Plant them first and plant a lot of them. The pea shooter is your basic cannon. It shoots peas at regular intervals, doing regular damage. This is fine to use in the early levels, but is ineffective against zombies in later levels. The cherry bomb is a quick instant kill plant that will get rid of all zombies in a 3x3 radius. It's useful on tough zombies or if you don't have enough time to plant defenses in a row. The walnut works to block zombies from other plants, stalling them long enough for your shooters to take them down. Place them in the front rows and place all of your shooters behind them. The potato mine does as much damage as the cherry bomb in a single square and can hit miners digging under your plants. They're nice and cheap, but the downside is they take a long time to arm once you plant them. Snow peas are exactly like pea shooters, but in addition to moderate damage, they also slow zombies enough to take out the stronger ones with just shooters. Chompers are a great instant kill plant, but they take a ridiculously long time to finish chewing zombies, so you have to be sure to protect them very well. They can bite a full square away, so placing them behind walnuts is always a good idea. Repeaters are exactly like pea shooters, but shoot twice the peas for twice the damage. Puff shrooms are great because they do the same amount of damage as pea shooters, but they're absolutely free to plant. They only have a 3 square range, but can easily buy you the time you need to get your defenses in place. Sun shrooms produce sun slower than sunflowers at first, but then grow larger once they've been out a while. When using puff shrooms, you can accumulate a lot of sun extremely quickly. Fume shrooms are incredibly effective against large groups of zombies. They'll hit all undead within their cloud range instead of just the front enemy, taking down hordes at once. Gravebusters destroy zombie spawning headstones. They take a few seconds to finish, so time your placement well or they'll get eaten. Every headstone destroyed yields a random piece of money. The Hypno Shroom turns zombies to your side, causing them to eat other zombies until they're eaten themselves. This works best against football zombies and zombie dancers, but it's useless against gargantuars or zombonis. Scaredy Shrooms work just like pea shooters, but when zombies get close, they drop underground. They work as a great long-range backup for Push Shrooms. Ice Shrooms are a one-use item that freezes all zombies currently on screen, then has a period of slow effect, just like the Snow Peas. Use this to buy some time if you're overwhelmed. They can also be used to stop fire bombs from the final boss. Doom Shrooms will destroy everything in a massive 5x5 radius. If you place one in the middle square, it will be able to hit every square on the screen and do cherry bomb damage to all zombies. The downside is it leaves a crater in which nothing can be planted. The crater goes away as zombies tramp over it, but it takes a long time to do so. Lily pads are only used on pool levels. You place them in the water and you can put other plants on top of them. The squash can be placed as an instant kill item or as a trap like the potato mine. It will crush everything on the square it lands on and will attack forwards or backwards. 3-peaters fire 1 pea in the lane they're on, 1 in the lane above, and 1 in the lane below. They can be great when coupled with torchwood for some massive damage. Tangle kelp are the best instant kill water plant since they're cheap and able to get snorkel and dolphin zombies but have a painfully long recharge time. Jalapenos will fry a whole lane of zombies like a cherry bomb but in a line. They remove ice placed by zombonis also and can be used on the final boss when he drops ice bombs. Spikeweed is very effective against all but flyers and jumpers. It pops vehicles' tires, does damage to enemies with ladders and screen doors, and can't be eaten. Torchwood is basically a damage amplifier for peas. Any pea that passes through the fire doubles in damage, plus they let you see a square ahead into the fog. However, their damage doesn't stack and any snow peas passing through will turn into regular peas. Tall nuts are the advanced version of the walnut. They take much more damage and can stop pole vaulting zombies, but are still vulnerable to ladders. Sea shrooms are exactly like puff shrooms, but for the water. They're free, but have a very long cooldown, so plant them early and whenever you can. Planterns will light up the fog areas and are mostly useless aside from that. You have to put them at the front of the level and they're very weak to attack, so be sure to put a pumpkin around them. The cactus does as much damage as pea shooters, but will pop balloons as well. It's only effective in levels with air zombies, so don't bother picking it otherwise. Blowers will blow away fog and balloon zombies. If you have the option, pick this over the cactus because balloon zombies don't spawn often and your space is better spent on shooting plants. Split peas shoot 1 forward, 2 back. It's useful against miners, but also if anything gets past your front line. You can try and maneuver zombies behind it with garlic, but that's pretty much a waste of sunlight. The starfruit will shoot an incredible 5 shots at once, but none of them is straightforward. If you have a large group of them, they can cover a good area, but they require too much protection to be really effective. The pumpkin is one of my favorite plants. You can put it on top of any plant you want to give it the defensive strength of a walnut. Put it on a tall nut and nothing's getting through. Plus, it looks awesome. The magnet shroom is absolutely indispensable. It grabs buckets, screens, helmets, ladders, jack-in-the-boxes, you name it. If it's metal, it's useless with the magnet shroom around. Put it behind a wall and sit back as the waves of zombies crash on the rocks of your defense. Flower pots are required to plant anything on the roof, even instant kill items. So they're just like lily pads, but on the roof. Cabbage pults are the same as pea shooters with the small difference that they work on the roof. They'll also damage screen door or snorkel zombies. They do double the damage of peas, but at half the fire rate, so it evens out. The kernel pulp will shoot corn kernels regularly, but at random will throw some butter in there. The butter will stop zombies in their tracks for a short time. A large group of them and other launchers will effectively stop incredible numbers. Coffee beans will wake nocturnal plants for daytime use. I found this useful on magnet shrooms and in the case of money farming, gloom shrooms. Garlic causes zombies to switch lanes. This is good for protecting lanes with vulnerable targets or channeling zombies into lanes with good defenses. Place them in the second and fourth rows and you'll only have to build defenses on 3 lanes, but make sure you keep an eye on them as the zombies will slowly chip them away. Umbrella leaves protect all plants immediately around it from bungee zombies and basketballs. If you keep enough sun generating, these should be unnecessary, but if you're having trouble, they can be effective on later levels. Marigolds are purely for money. They randomly spit out coins, so if you're farming cash, they're essential, but don't waste your sun if you're trying to survive. The melon pulp does massive damage in an area effect. They're not overly expensive for their output, so I recommend these almost all of the time. Gatling peas are an upgrade for the repeater, allowing it to shoot 4 peas instead of 2. It's expensive and can be accomplished cheaper with repeaters or torchwood, so I don't really recommend it. I consider twin sunflowers to be the most crucial upgrade of the game. They take a while to build up, but once you do, you'll have more sun than you know what to do with. Absolutely essential on the roof levels where you're short on space. The gloom shroom is another extremely effective plant. It works the same as a fume shroom, but twice as fast and in all directions. Stick some garlic in front of a couple of these bad boys and watch the zombies topple. Cattails fire homing missiles on everything but have a very long recharge time, and if their target is killed, the missiles are useless. Flat out not worth the money. Spike rocks are an upgraded spikeweed causing some pretty great damage. They'll even stall gargantuars by taking them a few hits to crush. The golden magnet attracts coins and gems, letting you focus on collecting sun. You have to plant it over a magnet, but it will double as a coffee bean, waking it up during the day. These are good in money farming to make sure you don't miss anything. Winter melons are absolutely catastrophic. They do huge damage and slow groups of enemies. There's no better attack plant, period. The cob launcher is basically a cherry bomb machine. It can be very effective against large groups, but takes a long time to get going. You need to plant it on 2 kernel pults, and it still costs 500 sun, so it's mostly good just for the novelty of it. The imitator copies another one of your plants. This is good on slow cooldown plants like cherry bombs or jalapenos, but takes slightly longer to plant, so be careful or it'll get eaten. Okay, I know that's a ton of information, so to sum all this up, these plants are essential. Magnet shrooms and coffee beans if you need them, tall nuts and pumpkins, winter melons, and jalapenos. Don't bother with these plants because they're a waste of sun. Gatling peas, cattails, the cactus, and the cob launcher. Have fun!